Hello? Hello? Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Bimbo Cat Food. If it is your first time here, a double welcome to you, and also, I love you. What's up? How's it going? How's it be? How's it do? How is, it's Monday, right? It is Monday, my dudes. Hold on, I'm gonna unmute Discord really quick. Hello, friends.
Hello.
Hello, I have two friends today.
Whoa.
There are two friends here. We have Amina, of course. Amina has to be here. Lila, I'm not going to be able to move that right now. But we also have Warfy. Warfy is here for the stream.
Hello. I am.
Warfy is here. Finally.
I'm here to share the burden of math.
Finally, we have another Australian on the stream. I need to quickly put together a talk sprite for you. I did not. I have maybe been,
Oh no.
I have maybe been lazy and forgot to make one for you. So I'm just gonna I'm gonna do that quick.
Endwalker is also very important.
Endwalker is incredibly important. I was literally playing it like 10 minutes before starting the stream.
Sorry, the announcement seemed a bit harried.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Slightly.
It's great.
It's a good expansion.
I've heard.
Shame about the server issues, but like kind of expected. Everyone saw that coming. I mean,
everybody saw that coming. Yeah. Now we have Charles. I have an image for Warfy.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I did send one.
You did. You sent
time
one.
ago.
And it's been sitting there forever, and I just have not made one for you.
To be fair, the first time I would appear on the stream would only be when the stars align, and neither of us can predict that.
No. It is. It is what it is. You are Australia, and I am not.
Yeah.
What is my canvas size here? Okay. So, Warfy has played these games. Warfy streamed these games.
I have. I did.
And I was not allowed to watch them, much like Warfy was not allowed to watch any of the Ace Attorney streams. Well, you were allowed to watch 3 of them. But I am excited to talk to Warfy about a video game again. That'll be nice.
What a concept.
What a concept. I've not been allowed to talk to you about video games for, like, months.
It's so long.
It's been so long.
I started playing Ace Attorney, like, I think it was early last year?
You started it before we did.
Yeah. And, like, it took me a fair while to get through it, too, so, like, I couldn't even work on other games while I was doing it. And it's just been, like, an entire year and a bit of, like, I would really like to talk to this, like, really cool friend I have about, like, opinions on video games. Oh, wait. No.
No, we're not allowed to do that.
That would ruin it for both of us.
But the hardest part is, even after you finish this tonight, you're still going to have to play through 2 more games before you can really talk about them.
Yeah.
We can talk about this one, though.
We can.
We'll talk, and we will, once I get this happening. Hold on, I just have to make sure my font sizes are correct. There we go. I have to do some goofy shit to make sure everything works well. Warfy's Twitter is just Warfy. I know this. I don't have to check it.
Yeah.
Okay. And I haven't even been... What's chat saying? Hello, chat. How's chat? How our chat? It's still the wrong font. Fuck you. What are you doing? Gimp is a nightmare sometimes. At least I got to cut out one piece of shit software from my life. I don't use Premiere anymore.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Thank you, Mina.
Nice.
For recommending Resolve. Resolve
It's the best.
is good. And I like it, and it functions. And that's the most important part.
It sure does function.
It sure is a functional piece of software that I can use and not worry that it's going to explode on me out of nowhere.
Sounds like a functional piece of software I should look into.
Yeah, DaVinci Resolve. It's good. It's free. Open source. It is just better than Premiere in like every conceivable way. Premiere has a fun thing where you can't render more than one thing at a time unless you have also Adobe Media Encoder, a separate piece of software. What DaVinci Resolve's solution to that is? Just letting you render multiple things in the same software. And I like that.
What a concept.
What a concept, right?
That's the phrase of the night.
Okay.
Yeah, it really sucks for Premiere, unfortunately, being made by Adobe. It's kind of a big problem for them.
Yeah. What's a chat? I don't know what a chat is. Okay. I have the image. I'm going to add it to my OBS.
What?
Patient.
Lila, where did you... That's a Twitch global emote? What?
What is that?
Jabasted.
Is it a turkey?
Oh, it's a turkey, yeah.
Like jabated?
This is my favorite emote.
That's a good one. Is that a global emote?
That's a good one.
You get it from following the official Pokken tournament account.
Oh. Oh.
I am big.
I like that emote a lot, actually.
Yes.
It's very funny that exists.
I stared at it for 5 seconds and went, that's silly, and then went, no, that's good, actually.
It's actually good. Okay. Hey, you know what this means? I can go to the game screen. I need to let you fools be able to see the game.
That'd be appreciated.
That would be handy.
Let's see if Discord lets me do it today. The game is visible.
Why is Discord doing all these jingle jangle sounds?
They made new sounds and they're bad and I don't like them. Oh god.
I don't like new thing.
I also don't like new. Actually, no. Cheeky Apple Pig is the best emote.
It's true.
Yep.
Officially the best emote on Twitch. Undisputed. She's the queen. She's what we aspire to be at all times.
I'm so happy that I've affected everyone. Each and every day, my invisible hand splits its fingers around the neck of this channel more and more.
Is Cheeky Apple Pig your tulpa?
Yeah, you can say that.
First it was Ace Attorney and Zero Escape, then it was Hogs, now it's Cheeky Apple Pig.
It's
exactly.
Yeah. Listen, Ace Attorney is an entirely different bugbear.
This is true.
Alright. I have to turn down the volume in my ear holes, or else the game will be insufferably loud. Okay. Wait. Oh.
Huh.
I can't get that other... Wait. Why is there 2 endings left?
As I explained this to you last time. One of them is the coffin.
One of them is the coffin.
Yeah, which is the to be continued ending if you haven't done safe yet.
Wait, and I cannot get that anymore.
I think it might automatically unlock when you get the true ending, just because it's the only one you have left.
Hmm.
It seems so, but we are yet to be out of danger.
You guys can hear the game, right?
I hear it doubled though.
Yeah, I can hear it double too.
Oh, I know why this is, because it's being filtered through my mic. Then mean I can turn on fucking input sensitivity on Discord again. That's nice.
You're right. Let's hurry.
There we go.
There we go.
The Uranus card too. Hey, Junpei.
Yeah, I know.
Am I gonna have to do more math today?
It's open. Let's go.
You should go into every single Zero Escape stream expecting to do at least a little bit of math.
I don't want to do math.
Yes, I think it unlocked.
I wanna throw my little spinny circles at enemies and make them hurt.
So this is the incinerator.
This is the first time I've seen it from this side, but yeah, I think so.
Then there ought to be a lever near the door.
Man, Snake is hot.
Yeah.
Honestly, this game is full of attractive people.
Snake is very hot.
Yeah, right here. Pull that and the door should open. Got it.
Snake's hot because of his appearance and his personality, though.
Smart boy.
A smart, snarky boy.
Lotus is also very pretty, and I love Lotus a
What's
lot.
going on? What's wrong?
Lotus
Are
is
you
very
okay?
good.
Lotus is my favorite, I think.
Jumpy, you came to get me.
Of course I did. I made a promise.
I'm so glad you're here. So glad.
Hey, what happened to you?
I'm fine.
So, like, okay. Before we progress, I just want to say I don't trust either of these two at all.
I just
Why?
fainted. I wasn't
June
feeling
is just so weird to me.
I'm feeling a lot better.
And, like, Santa is probably Zero.
Are you sure?
Yes. I just need to rest a little longer. I'm sure I'll be fine. You shouldn't worry about me.
Santa.
Hey, where is it?
Lila, that's
Where's the
every
gun?
Uchikoshi character.
Somewhere?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't have it. I got sucker punched. And
What?
they took the gun.
Ooh.
Who took it?
What? Isn't that obvious?
Ace.
I took the gun.
Yeah.
You had one job, and it was to take hostages. You couldn't even do that.
Yeah. I like how I said his name just as soon as he said that he took the gun. Great, again! We're doing this again, huh?
Some things never change.
Take two.
Just what the hell do you think you're doing?
I hate this man so fucking much.
Or maybe I ought to say Gentaro Hongo, CEO of Cradle Pharmaceuticals.
At least we know what's going on this time, right?
You have me
Yeah,
at a
exactly.
disadvantage, and I don't like that. You know me, but I don't know you. Do you have any idea how much I've suffered? Can you
Ooh.
even begin to understand my pain?
Ooh.
The pain of prosopagnosia, right?
Another irritating insect. And how do you know that?
Good question.
How do I know that? I don't know.
No matter. I don't want to
Anyway.
it makes no difference to me.
Anyway.
This is a waste of time anyway. It's time for me to go. First is 1. Give me your hand.
That was okay.
And with this, 9.
The ninth man. Kubota's bracelet.
I believe I've won this game.
Sure, dude.
I've had quite a time playing with you. I must thank Zero, I suppose.
Wait, what? Ace doesn't know who Zero is. What the hell are you planning, Santa?
Who the fuck knows?
At any rate, this game ends now. I will escape, and the rest of you will have a slightly less pleasant ending.
Bad end.
I suggest you enjoy your final moments. Goodbye. Wait! What?
What?
Why isn't it opening? One more time.
Huh?
Now open! No! What is this? Why?
What?
The digital root should be 9!
Huh.
It has to be 9!
Oh! Right.
Then why? Why isn't it opening?
You idiot.
Now!
Oh, hell yeah, dude.
No!
Beat his ass.
Blow his line out.
Oh, that was
RK out of nowhere.
Thank you, Seven.
Don't mention it. Just one punch ain't enough for this piece of shit. After what he did 9 years ago,
Kick him in the
rip
ribs.
Him to pieces. But if a suspect can't talk, they ain't much good. Once he's locked up in a cell, we're gonna have a little chat.
Honestly, I think I would at least break his hand so he can't fire a gun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then you must be. Yeah, you finally figured it out, dumbass.
Ace, you killed Kubota, Nijisaki, and Musashido, didn't you?
Wait, Nijisaki?
Oh, right. You don't know yet.
Ah.
All right. We'll just go through them in order then. Let's start off with Kubota. You talked to Kubota and managed to convince him to go into door 5 alone. You killed him without making it look like you killed him. The way I figure it, you had 4 motives. 1.
Damn.
In the Nonary game, the number 9 is dangerous. Whoever had the 9 bracelet could join whatever team they wanted. Adding 9 to any number doesn't change the digital root, which means that number 9 could do whatever they wanted. You wanted to remove that threat as soon as possible. 2. You wanted the number 9 bracelet for yourself, so that you could make use of its power. In fact, you did use it in the murder of Nijisaki. 3. Even if his number hadn't been 9, Kubota was a problem. He knew your past. He knew what had happened 9 years before. You needed to silence him before he told anyone.
This is a good recap for us, because it's been almost a week since we
4.
played this.
But last,
Yeah.
perhaps the most disturbing, you used Kubota as a test. You wanted to know how serious this Nonary game was. Was it truly life or death, or simply a harmless prank? You convinced him to break the rules so you could see what would happen. That was why you killed Kubota. But he was only the first. Next was Nijisaki. While everyone was off looking for the missing parts for the Reds, you ran into Nijisaki near the big hospital room. However, because of your prosopagnosia, you didn't realize he was Nijisaki. Chiefly because, when you met him, he was dressed like Snake.
Which we'd still have to unpack at some point, right?
That was why you thought Nijisaki was Snake.
No, that's not. That was Nijisaki.
Like, why did this happen?
How did?
I'll get to that. Anyway, you thought he was Snake. Snake was one of the kids in your experiment 9 years ago. You remembered him because he was the blind kid, but his presence made you think. Snake was one of my subjects 9 years ago. He probably hates me. But if that's true, why isn't he saying anything? Is he keeping quiet because he can't see? Or perhaps he's working with Zero to get revenge on me. Whatever the reason, anyone who knows my past is a threat. Before he tries anything, I need to get rid of him. That was when you decided you had to kill him. The murder weapon was Kubota's bracelet. You just waved it over the red. Verified your own number and then grabbed Nijisaki's arm and forced it over the scanner panel. Then, when the door opened, you kicked him in. 9 seconds later, the door closed. And then 81 seconds passed. And poor Nijisaki was dead.
Well, okay, not poor
You
Nijisaki.
mean to say Snake is still alive?
Eh.
Like, he did still partake of the original Nonary game.
He's still a bastard, yeah.
He's still a bastard.
Sorry
Very
to
much
disappoint,
enabling
but I'm as
Ace's
good as new.
motives. I guess you
Yeah.
call them.
Thank you for killing the wrong man. But I can't say I like knowing that you wanted me dead. Although,
So
to be
good.
honest,
Yeah.
even if you hadn't tried to kill me, I would still hate you very much.
That's such good delivery.
Yeah, I think he's voiced by Lucian
Wouldn't
Dodge.
blame you.
Great.
Last but not least.
It's ARR Thancred, if I remember correctly.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
When Clover and I were investigating the chart room, you came over to talk to me. Do you remember what you said?
Oh, a pocket watch. Might I take a look at it?
Where's the punctuation there?
I handed it to you, and you left the room. You had been in charge of the Nonary project. Of course, you would have known the solution to every puzzle, which would mean that you also knew how to get out of the wheelhouse. All you had to do was place the watch
Oh.
in the indentation on the door to unlock it.
Oh. That's why he immediately did the pocket watch puzzle. He knew it.
With the door open, you could enter the captain's quarters. Musashido was there. Conveniently placed next to him was an axe that practically begged you to kill him with it.
Oh.
You picked up that axe and buried the blade deep in the other man's chest.
Okay, sorry, it's Taliesin Jaffe, not Lucian Dodge, but yes, he did play Thancred.
Wait.
Oh, right.
So Ace did kill this guy.
Mm-hmm. He sure did.
Yep.
Oh my god, my head is frozen.
Oh wow, do you want to hear even more not so voice that he did though?
What?
He's also Blanca in Street Fighter.
What?
What?
Yeah.
No way. And like all of them?
Damn.
In all of the English ones where Blanca has an English voice, yeah. So since 2008, he's been the voice of Blanca.
What the fuck?
Holy crap.
Hold on, I have to fucking get my shit started here because this software is dookie. Did I just fucking say? Not a word I say.
Turning into me.
I am in fact turning into you. I'm just like, no, I'm not gonna swear. A good Christian girl.
Listen, don't accuse me of things that aren't true.
On. God, why does this suck so? Well, it's not like we're interrupting anything important.
Nope.
Honestly, this is just a recap.
I mean, it does have new information too. Like you just learned something pretty cool.
Yeah, I did just learn this with my brain. I am mobile again. I can ambulate around. Which is so cool. Okay. Back.
And then you returned to the chart room as if nothing had happened.
There was something I wanted to speak with you about, Junpei. Could you come with me for a moment?
He did. Okay, so he borrowed the pocket watch, then went in there and killed the guy, and then returned and gave the pocket watch back.
Yeah.
Right?
I had no reason to say no, so I followed you to the wheelhouse.
Okay.
When we stepped inside, remember how you slipped your hand into my vest? You pulled out a piece
Yeah.
of paper.
Oh!
The one I used to cheat during the vote. But that wasn't really what you
Oh,
were
that
after.
makes sense.
Your true purpose had been to slip the watch into my pocket.
How did I not figure that out?
It wasn't a very good plan. Had way too many holes, and someone saying the wrong thing could have brought it all down around you.
I don't know how I didn't figure that
You
out.
must have been desperate. But what made you willing
The
to
points
risk
at which he can potentially take the watch from you are very, like, one is very subtle, and the other is he misdirects with the paper and calling out Junpei for cheating the vote.
Yeah. Really good
Ace.
misdirection.
Musashido's murder is the only one I don't understand. You obviously did it. But why?
Because of this.
What's with the paper?
Just read it.
Let's see. Number 1. There are 2 ways you might survive this ordeal. The first is to win the Nonary game. The second is for you to confess your sins of 9 years past. I've prepared a camera in the captain's quarters. The images captured by that camera will be streamed through a satellite and distributed across
Holy
the world.
shit!
Simply look into the camera and repent. Once you have confessed everything, I will release you from this ship. To make your confession more credible, I have left you a witness in the captain's quarters. Perhaps he will confess with you. The decision is yours. Do as you please. Zero.
So Ace's response to that was like, okay, so I'm gonna kill the witness then.
Yeah, I mean, like,
In that room on
I think that was 1000% Zero's intention, though. Like, Zero knows what kind of a person Ace is.
A monster? Yeah.
I
Yeah.
found that in my pocket.
I mean, why leave the axe there if he was just looking for
Yeah,
the confession?
exactly.
We voted.
Exactly, you know.
If I went through that door, I knew I could get to the captain's quarters. As you said, I knew how to enter the wheelhouse. My plan was to find the pocket watch before anyone else. If I could, then my alibi would be set. At least, that was the plan.
Well, you really fucked it, didn't you, bud?
You got to it first. That
You really
sleight
goobered
of
it
hand
up.
was the best I could manage on short notice.
You meant to kill him from the beginning then? Musashido, I mean.
I only knew Musashido was the witness after I reached the captain's quarters. I asked him, and he answered. He seemed groggy. Perhaps he had only just awoken from sedation. I suppose Nijisaki was in much the same state. He seemed confused and disoriented when I encountered him.
Yeah.
But yes, you are correct. I intended to kill him from the beginning, even though I didn't know who he was. I proceeded to the captain's quarters in order to remove this so-called witness.
Ace, you figured it out, haven't you? You were being manipulated.
There we go.
Yes, so it would seem. I was little more than a puppet, in many ways. Everywhere I went, everything was already prepared. The Reds in the large hospital room were dismantled. Nijisaki was dressed like Snake.
Yeah.
There was an axe in the captain's quarters. Musashido was delirious from the anesthetic, so he couldn't fight back. Nijisaki as well. In retrospect, I can't understand how I could have fallen into such a simple trap.
Because you're dumb and evil?
It's like... It's such a cool gambit that, like, Zero just made the correct call that Ace would try to kill Snake as soon as possible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, he has,
Like, it's
he
okay.
has the correct approximation of how dumb and evil he is.
Yep. But it's okay, Ace. I know what it's like to be read to filth by a video game.
Yes,
Same here.
yes. This was a trap.
I don't think I know that.
It was Zero's trap. And I fell for it.
Oh, lucky you.
Plain and
I
simple.
think I mostly read the
I
games to
did
Phil.
everything he wanted me to do.
Yeah. By manipulating you, Zero was able to kill 3 people and keep the blood off his own hands.
That's not true. Second Ace Attorney trilogy read me to filth by putting Emma Sky in it.
All of this was revenge for what happened 9 years ago. That's why this Nonary game happened. Am I right, Santa?
Huh? What the hell are you talking about? I don't know any-
Come the fuck
Ain't no
on.
fun trying to play dumb anymore, Santa. Actually, I guess I should call you Aoi Kurashiki, huh? My memory came back to me, kid. You're Aoi Kurashiki, no doubt about it. Never thought I'd be back in this room talking to you. But hey, I guess this was all part of your plan, right? After all, the person who planned the Nonary game this time around was Zero. And Zero's you.
Looks like you really do have your memories back, huh? Well, I guess there's no point in hiding it then, huh? Yeah, you got me. I'm Aoi Kurashiki. I was
Finally,
one of the
he
kids
pronounced
in
his
the
own name
Nonary
right.
game.
He has to.
I made it out. So did Snake over there. But there's one thing... No, I guess there's 2 things you got wrong. Number 1, I ain't Zero.
What? What?
What?
Wait, what?
Sure.
Dude, there,
I
the
was
game ready for
helping
filth
Zero
there.
out, but I'm really more of an assistant, like a secretary. But an assistant's only an assistant. I didn't come up with all this. All I did was follow Zero's orders.
What?
Then, if you're not Zero, who is?
The person behind you, probably.
Calm down there, Junpei. Didn't I say 2 things? You made one more mistake. Junpei, you just said all of this was revenge for what happened 9 years ago. That's why this Nonary game happened. But that's not it. Revenge isn't the only purpose.
What?
There's another reason you guys were playing the Nonary game. To save someone.
Save someone?
Right. You were brought here to help my sister. To save Akane.
What the hell are you talking about?
What? What?
Akane Kurashiki died 9 years ago in this room. I was there. I saw... What? What the hell? Where is she? Where's Akane Kurashiki? Ugh. Oh, my head. My head, it feels like it's gonna pop.
7! What the hell is going on?
I don't know. I just... Oh, I swear to God, my head feels like it's about to explode.
What?
What was the Nonary Project? I'm sure you know already, but I'll tell you one more time. It was a project designed to test a particular phenomenon. And what was that phenomenon? For 2 organisms to communicate with one another in the absence of physical contact. The morphogenetic field theory. Could human beings use these invisible fields to exchange information? That was what this experiment was conducted to determine. There were 2 separate locations. One was the Gigantic, and the other was a building in Nevada called Building Q. The 9 children trapped in Building Q were faced with numerous puzzles, copies of identical ones on the Gigantic. They were told to send their answers into the morphic field set and transmit them to their brothers and sisters on the Gigantic. The transmitters were put in Building Q, and the receivers were put on the Gigantic. Each sibling pair was supposed to be split up, but there was a mistake. Akane was a transmitter. She should have been in Building Q. However, for some reason, she was placed on the Gigantic with the receivers, like me. Perhaps she was mistaken for someone who was supposed to be in Group A. Whatever the
Okay.
case, Akane ended up on the Gigantic. I think I've told you enough. You get it, don't you? I'm pretty sure you know where this is going, Junpei.
Where what is going?
Don't play dumb. You know things you shouldn't. Things you couldn't. How did you know Ace had prosopagnosia? How did you know why Ace wanted to kill Kubota and how Nijisaki was killed? Were you surprised when you found out Ace was Hongo? And what about the coffin Snake was trapped in? How the hell did you open it?
Well...
He knew because I knew. Junpei was receiving information that I sent to him through the morphic field set. It's simple, really. How do I know the alternate futures then? Imagine a river that splits in 2, like an upside-down Y. The river flows from the top to the bottom, from a single stream into 2 branches. It only flows in one direction, it can never flow backward. Information is the same way. It moves from the past to the future, but never flows backward. That's why people at the river source in the past will never know about those downstream in the future. But the people downstream will never know about one another either. Information only flows along the path of the river. But I am different. I can manipulate the morphic field set to pluck knowledge from the future. I know what happens on either fork of the river, even though the people on either fork know nothing about one another. Now, who am I? I am I, the 9th letter of the alphabet, but I am also 0. No, that's not true. I'm not really 0. Not yet. Perhaps you could say I am less than 0. 0 is my future. In 9 years, I will be 0. What? Huh?
Santa!
What?
Freeze.
Oh, no, this is fine. This is okay.
Get up.
Hey, what's your plan, Santa? What are you doing?
Didn't I tell you? I'm Santa Claus. It's time for me to go make a wish come true.
What? What? There's a lot of inner monologue happening right now, and that hasn't happened in the rest of the game.
Yeah, interesting,
Yeah.
huh?
Damn. Well, it looks like this door isn't opening anytime soon.
Oh, you mean we're trapped?
So it would seem.
What the hell is Santa trying to do?
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh, what?
The doors are closed. What do you think's gonna happen, Seven?
Have you considered where we are? There can really only be one thing Santa would do now.
Uh-huh.
No. No, you can't be serious.
Huh. It's so quiet.
Junpei, can I borrow your pen and notebook?
Yeah, we have time for this.
It's right. Clover's really good at like mental arithmetic.
Apparently.
Apparently.
Quick maths.
What the hell are you doing, Clover? Give me that!
It's like there's another character in this room. Like, the way this dialogue is being presented, it's like this is an entirely different character.
Different from before?
Yeah. Shit. That's the only one that'll work?
What? And there's no other way?
It's okay. Go.
What?
Otis.
Come on, you know we can't do that.
Don't give me that.
We are not. I am not.
sure
I
you'd love
refuse
to.
to do this personally. I'm not okay with that.
God damn it, you idiot! Without, if you're not... Look, it'd be bad, all right? Yeah.
Oh, so this is why people ship them. I see. I understand.
If there weren't assholes like you around, I'd be out of a job.
Uh-huh.
Look, I'm just not leaving you behind, all right?
What does that mean?
Story.
7?
What does that mean? It's not like she's out here doing crimes.
He doesn't know how to talk to women, okay?
He's right. I'm not leaving you either.
Like, she literally works for a cybersecurity firm. She's doing the opposite of crime, you know?
Me too.
The only thing you could construe as a crime is assaulting Ace, and that's tops.
Yeah, we are all on board for that.
We're all idiots.
I guess if he was a really big prude, he could try to book her for indecent exposure.
You know what? Probably.
That being said, however,
Yeah.
I doubt we would be able
It's
to
pretty
open the
decent
door
exposure,
anyway,
though.
even if we were to leave Lotus behind.
Fair enough.
Why?
I trust you remember what happened to Ace. I couldn't see exactly what happened, but I was able to guess what he was attempting to do earlier at the Red.
Oh, yeah.
No! What is this? Why? The digital route should be 9! It has to be 9! Then why? Why isn't it opening?
Just to see, why don't we give it a shot?
Give it a shot.
Yes, that is what I said.
Why did you just repeat me?
He's the anti-solid snake. He's like, please don't repeat what I just said.
Yeah. So this isn't gonna work either.
You were right.
So the game was rigged from the start, then.
It ain't opening.
but it did open 9 years ago. The digital route was 9 then, I'm sure of it.
You think maybe they changed the settings?
Perhaps.
Mm-hmm. They don't really have any way to test, like, what the numbers are now, because this is not a door that will open. I was watching. I had watched everything that was reflected in his eyes. I was listening. Every sound that vibrated in his eardrums, I heard. Smell, taste, touch, hear, feel, think. I felt everything he felt. Oh my god, it's Heidelin! I knew everything about him. What he was thinking, what he was feeling, what he was sensing. All of his feelings and worries and fears became mine. My mind, my consciousness was inside of him. Oh, it's okay, go ahead.
Junpei, use your warrior of light plot armor to escape this. Escape the incinerator.
He's just gonna, like, channel a bunch of ether into the door and it's just gonna fucking melt.
Oh my god.
Through the morphic field set, we were resonant and we were as one. I was him, and at the same time, I was an observer. It started with a tremendous noise like a clap of thunder. That was approximately 9 hours ago. A bomb had gone off on the ship we were on. That was when my resonance with him began. Is this the player? My resonant event melted into him and we became one. Inside of Junpei, somehow I found myself in Junpei's mind, 9 years in the future. But I didn't lose myself. I was living in two realities at once. One was the present and the other was the future. Perhaps you can think of it as two movies showing on the same screen at the same time. Eventually it becomes...
This worked a lot better on the DS.
What do you mean?
This was all on the bottom screen, so what you saw on the top screen was still Junpei. This was only on the bottom screen.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wait.
The entire game, all of this narration was only on the bottom screen.
Oh, I just noticed that the thing changed in the top right. I just noticed that. Eventually, it becomes difficult to separate them and determine which movie is which. However, if I concentrated, I was able to focus on one or the other. That was why I was able to grasp what was happening in front of me.
Come on, over here!
That was my brother Aoi. He was yelling. I followed him. Around me were 7 other children. They all looked like they were about my age. We ran down a long straight hallway and burst into the large hospital room. Okay. Everyone was arguing. 2 of the boys got in a fistfight. A girl watching them began to cry. I want to go home, she cried. I want to go home. Another girl slapped the crying girl and glared down at her. It has been 2 hours since the Nonary game began. We were starting to fall apart. But just when all hope seemed lost, Light started talking. He was blind. 9 years later, we would call him Snake.
Hello? Everyone? Could you come over here for a moment?
He was older than most of us, and his voice had authority and dignity. The fights died down, and we gathered around him.
I have a little sister. She is very important to me. Right now, she is over in Building Q, and is desperately trying to send information over to me. Her name is Clover, and today is her 9th birthday.
I can't believe she literally just picked the name Clover.
I know, it's like the laziest bimbo move possible.
Yeah. As he spoke, he pulled something from his pocket. In his hand were 9 4-leaf clovers.
I was going to give these to her as a birthday present. I was outside picking them when I was abducted. I'm sure I've already told you, but I am blind. For a man who can't see, collecting 9 of a very specific plant is... well, it is difficult. But my sister means a great deal to me. And I hope that these would show her how much I cared for her.
Snake is so good.
Since it's her 9th
He is so good.
I thought 9 4-leaf clovers would be appropriate. Every one of you has a brother or a sister in Building Q with Clover. For their sake, we have to survive. We have to get off this ship. Do you you understand? If we're going to do that, there are 3 things you have to remember. We need trust and love, and we have to have faith in one another. If we can take all 3 of those to heart, then I promise that good luck will come our way. Did you know that the leaves on the 4-leaf clover mean faith, trust, love, and luck? Those words are leaf words. So if you believe what I've told you,
I still can't get over leaf words.
Leaf words.
They're a promise between friends.
He gave a clover to each of us. I took one too. Eventually, he was left with only a single 4-leaf clover. He had one last thing to say.
Don't ever forget, so long as you have that, we will always be connected. Do you understand?
When he finished, the tension of only a few minutes before was gone. We were calm. After that, we ran around the ship for a while longer and opened several of the numbered doors until we finally found a door with the number 9 on it. In fact, there were 2 doors with 9 on them, and we found them in the chapel. We split into 2 groups and walked through the doors. Before long, we all found ourselves in a room with a ceiling that looked like an upside-down funnel. For some reason, this room had another number 9, but this time it was only the one. It was the only one. But if there was only one door, that meant only 5 people could escape.
What are we gonna do? There aren't any other doors.
We began to panic. Then, as if things had not gotten bad enough already,
Warning. Emergency incineration command has been acknowledged. Automatic incineration will take place in 18 minutes. Please evacuate the incinerator immediately. Repeat. Emergency incineration command has been acknowledged.
What? What's happening? What did that thing say? That didn't sound good.
my brother Owie swallowed hard and answered.
I think it means this room is gonna burn.
Burn!
The plaque on the door says incinerator, and that voice said that the incineration is about to start. And incinerate means to burn.
Yeah?
No! Help me!
Oh, I guess these are tiny children.
Yeah, they are very small.
You would need to explain that. Abject terror filled the room as everyone began to scream and cry. Every pair of eyes were filled with despair. Then, high up on the wall, a door opened and a man appeared. He was a huge, frightening mountain of a man as large as a bear. 9 years later, we would call him 7.
Don't worry, kids. I'm not your enemy. I'm one of the good guys. I'm a detective. I'm here to rescue you.
The rest happened just like 7 had said it did. The 4 of us who had stayed behind were saved by 7. We crawled through the vent away from the incinerator and slid down into the hall. We came out on the other side of door 9. On the wall opposite the door was a set of double doors. We went through those and began to run up the spiral stairs. As we ran, I led the way. Behind me were Nona, my brother Owie, Snake, and 7. The other children, the ones who'd gone through door 9 before us, were up ahead. I could hear them cheering each other on. We ran and ran and ran. We leapt across as many stairs as we could and kept running. The stairs spiraled upward like a tornado. Eventually, I pulled ahead of the rest. Perhaps Nona had slowed them down. I didn't want to lose them, so I slowed down as well. I didn't stop, but I glanced over my shoulder from time to time to see if they had caught up. That was when I realized...
Oh, where is it? Did I drop Jumpy's present?
I knew I'd had it with me when we passed through the vent. Then, had I dropped it as we slid out? I had to go back. I had to. But I knew I couldn't tell the others. It would stop me, I was sure of that. I didn't stop to think. I simply moved. I ran to the central hall, the room that connected to all the other areas of the ship. I hid in the shadows, and moments later I felt a rush of wind as they ran past me, up the staircase. I waited until they were out of sight, and then I ran. I moved as quietly as I could, down and down and down. Finally, I reached the bottom deck. I ran into the hallway and looked around frantically.
There it is!
It was just where I'd thought it would be, sitting under the opening of the vent. I ran over and snatched it from the floor, but as I ran back towards the stairs and freedom... The door to the incinerator opened and a man stepped out. It was Hongo. Gentaro Hongo. 9 years later, we would call him Ace.
Ah, how wonderful to see you decided to come back.
His smile made my blood run cold. It looked mechanical, as if someone had simply pulled up the corners of his mouth.
Come with me. We must continue the experiment.
I shook my head, eyes wide. Slowly, I began to walk backwards. 1 step, 2 steps, 3 steps. Then I spun around and broke into a run. I felt Hongo's hand close over my left wrist.
I said, come with me.
Ugh. There was an edge of insanity to his voice now. I pulled as hard as I could.
No, stop! Let go of me! Let go!
I shook my body and flailed my arms, trying desperately to get Hongo to let go of me. But I was still only a child. I was no match for a man like Hongo.
Stop struggling, goddammit! Do as I tell you!
He heaved on my arm, trying to pull me into the incinerator. I screamed.
Help me! Somebody help me!
Then, suddenly,
Akane!
the door to the stairs flew open, and my brother Aoi burst out of it. Behind him came Seven and Snake.
Akane!
He cried my name again as he leapt toward Hongo.
You came back!
I cried out. But then...
You're too late, idiot!
I can't believe he called the kid an
Stupid.
idiot! Like,
Yeah.
you big smelly dummy. Like, what the fuck? You're like 50, dude. Hongo threw his full weight against my arm, pulling us both into the incinerator. The force of it threw me to the floor. I scrambled to my feet and looked toward the open number 9 door. Hongo stood between it and me, but behind him I could see my brother, his fists clenched. But those fists never reached Hongo. Oh. With the cold, heartless screech of metal on metal, the door slammed shut. Hongo glanced at me mechanically, his face registering that there was an object there, but not anything you would consider a human being. Then he turned away and walked to the red that sat next to the door. He reached into his pocket and removed 2 bracelets. He waved them both over the scanner panel. 2 asterisks appeared on the red. He checked the screen, then tossed the bracelets carelessly onto the floor. What was he doing? What was the point? He made no effort to explain himself, of course. He said nothing at all and walked past me as though I were nothing more than a rock by the roadside. A few moments later... the 2 other doors slid shut as well. Faintly, I could hear someone pounding on the door behind me. I turned around and ran toward the door with a 9.
Akane! Akane! Are you okay?
I could hear a voice from the other side of the door. A worried, frightened voice. My throat was already raw, but I screamed as loud as I could. My voice echoed lonely around the empty void. Empty room.
I think I'm trapped in here!
Where's Hongo?
He went out the other door!
What?
Then it started again.
Warning. Warning. Emergency incineration command has been acknowledged. Incineration will begin in 18 minutes. Please evacuate the incinerator immediately.
Oh, I see. Oh, I get it.
I knew it!
It's starting.
Santa started the incinerator.
Fuck! Man, I never thought I'd hear that damn voice again after 9 years.
What the hell? What the hell? What in God's name are you talking about? It's 9 years this and 9 years that, and when it's not 9 years something, then you're talking about some sort of fucking experiment. experiments. You don't make any sense.
No one has explained anything to me. What is going on?
I love Lotus so much.
Can someone help a MILF out, please?
This poor woman. She should, like, why is she here?
I'm sorry, Lotus, but we really don't have time to explain it right now. I promise. I'll tell you everything once we get out of here.
It's a lot. It'll take a while.
Incineration will begin in 17 minutes.
You know what that means, right? Incinerate means burn.
Yeah, thank you. We're adults.
I know what incinerate means.
Oh, I love Lotus so much.
Damn it. Okay, fine. I won't ask anything else. Talk about whatever you want. But you have to do something for me. 7, figure this out.
What? Why me?
I was gonna say, why 7?
How the hell?
There has to be some sort of emergency shut-off button.
There isn't anything like that.
How the hell do you know?
Because I looked for it 9 years ago.
Like, god damn it, what did I just fucking say?
You said that phrase again.
What the fuck? What the fuck?
What the hell is that?
Yeah, what the hell is that?
What is that?
What else could I say? The floor opened and a machine rose up out of it. It looked like a computer. At least it kind of did. There was a monitor and a keyboard and a cross-shaped device of some kind. Something about the machine scared me, but I forced myself to walk up to it. I was terrified. Tears poured down my face. I wiped them off, even as more took their place, and forced myself forward. Finally, I reached it. I looked at the screen. It was blank. All I saw was my own frightened face staring back at me from the glass, drenched in tears. I'm looking kind of freaked out.
I'm imagining now how this like lines up on 2 screens and
Yeah,
like
see,
Way better.
that's the unfortunate thing is that like this version has the voice acting, which I think adds so much
It
to
adds
the
a
game.
lot.
I think it's phenomenal, but it was made for the DS, and you cannot ever replicate the experience of playing it like that.
Yeah.
like having both of those screens like
in
progress
tandem.
somewhat in
Yeah.
parallel,
Like-
reflect each other in this bit specifically as well. Like,
Yeah, that would be really good. Fuck.
Incineration will begin in 15 minutes.
Hey, move!
Oh yeah, this is your area of expertise, isn't it?
Hacker woman.
Hacker woman.
Okay, it's turned on. There's nothing on the screen, though.
just pulls out heavy shades.
Where'd you get those?
She just looks at you and pushes the sunglasses up and goes, "You do not want to know."
Don't ask questions you don't want the answer to.
What the fuck is this?
Yeah.
So, fun fact: in the original game, this was just a Sudoku, just a straight up Sudoku.
Oh
what,
no!
Really?
Yeah, it was
Holy
just.
shit!
Yeah, Lotus, it does look like some kind of puzzle. It's almost as if we have been doing puzzles for the last 9 fucking hours. I will never get over every single time someone says that. Like, yeah, I know.
Do you think that if we solve this puzzle, the incinerator will stop? Yeah. Well, we can hope, right?
Incineration will begin in 13 minutes.
Oh, no. My heart was pounding like it was about to explode. I stared at the puzzle on the screen. I was sure I had to solve it somehow, but I had no idea how. My connection to Jumpy had been gone for a while. His mind was gone. I couldn't get any more information out of him. I felt the seconds tick by as I stared at the screen, completely lost. What? Oh.
Yeah, Neil, you joke, but that was literally it in the original. She had no idea what she was supposed to do.
Oh.
Yeah, like, present a 9-year-old with... I mean, this probably works, like, as well. But, like, show a 9-year-old this and say, solve it.
Show
see how
me
well that
this
goes.
and tell me to solve it. Like,
Yeah.
we'll see how that goes.
We will.
I just realized what is happening here. Akane is a transmitter, and she's been transmitting to Junpei 9 years in the future this whole time. Right?
Well, it's less that she's been transmitting to Junpei and more that Junpei has been feeding her information about the future.
Oh, okay, what?
So, remember what the problem was, is that her and Aoi got put in the same group, right?
Yeah, and they shouldn't have been.
Yeah. So she was supposed to be the receiver, right?
No, she was supposed to be the transmitter. She was supposed to be
Oh,
in
right,
building
yeah, she
Q.
was supposed to be the transmitter.
People on the boat are receivers.
Yeah, but regardless, that pair did not have anyone to give them the answers to the puzzles.
Right.
So she took a third option.
You took a third option and received Junpei from the future?
Just keep playing, it'll explain it more.
Yeah, this is weird. This breaks the rules as they have been explained to us so far. My cheeks felt hot as tears poured over them. Then I heard a voice.
Hey, what are you doing?
It was muffled. I turned around. Pressed against the window in the entry door was a face. A frightening, evil face. It was Hongo. How long had he been watching me?
Don't know what to do.
He was yelling, but his voice was still muffled.
It's simple, really. But I suppose I might as well tell you. Just solve the puzzle on that machine.
Hey. His laughter was muffled by the
Oh my
door,
God.
but it still tore at my heart like the claws of a vicious monster. I bit my lip and glared at Hongo, struggling to hold back hot tears.
Terrible person! I hate you!
Oh my. How could you call a gentleman such as myself a terrible person? I'm quite fair. I don't use tricks or play dirty. You see? I've even left you a way out.
A way out?
Didn't you hear me? All you have to do is solve that puzzle. Do that, and you can stop the incinerator.
What's the point of stopping it? You'll only capture me and make me do this all again. I'm not going to listen to you. If you're just going to throw me back in here, I might as well just die now.
Wow.
My goodness, haven't you listened to anything I've said? I told you, I'm a fair man.
Huh?
If you solve the puzzle, the verification function of the red will in turn activate. If this experiment is to deliver valid results, there must be a chance of success. If you succeed, you will escape.
The verification function of the red?
Then I remembered. Before Hongo left the room, he had scanned 2 bracelets into the red.
Ah, so you do remember. Right now there are 2 numbers in the red. The first is 1, and the second is 3. Say, Akane, what's your number?
I looked down at my left hand. The face on my bracelet showed a 5. 1 plus 3 plus 5 equals 9. I ran to the door with a 9 on it. I grabbed the red and put my hand against the scanner panel.
You really aren't one for listening, are you?
I hear Hongo's muffled voice from across the room.
I've already told you, didn't I? Once you solve the puzzle, the verification function of the red will activate. In other words, if you haven't solved the puzzle, you can't enter your number. What kind of fool are you?
Dude, come on, she's like 6.
Why are you doing this?
You could never understand. You don't know what it's like to spend every day surrounded by monkeys. Now start the experiment. Solve the puzzle.
I can't! I don't know how!
Of course you don't. Isn't that the point? You understand, don't you? Access the morphogenetic field and find the solution.
I can't!
Then you'll die. You'll burn alive.
Okay, maybe don't enjoy it so much.
I imagine it will be very painful.
You know, there's unethical science, and then there's like enjoying the horrifying results of your unethical science.
Yeah. Like, here, I left you an exit. It's perfectly accessible and doable within the variables of the experiment. Now excuse me while I laugh at the possibility of your death.
Yeah, like, what the
I'm a very
fuck?
fair man.
I hate this guy so much. His horrible laugh echoed across the room, and even after his face disappeared from the window, I could hear it.
Incineration will begin in 10 minutes.
I'm gonna have to do a puzzle. I was crying, great gulping sobs broken by hiccups that shook my body. I was terrified. I could feel my fear pressing down on me like a tremendous weight. Somehow, I forced my shaking legs to carry me back to the device. I stared at the monitor.
I can't. I just can't. There's no way. I can't figure this out.
What was I going to do? I didn't know. I didn't even know where to start. Fear scattered my thoughts, and all I could think of was how I was going to die. My palms were sweating. Nope. And my blood was boiling in my veins. No, this is a very serious moment. I thought about it, and I was like, no, not appropriate. It was hot. So hot. I couldn't breathe. I felt dizzy. My heart roared in my chest as if it would pound itself to pieces.
This track that plays here is so good.
I reached into my pocket. I wrapped my hand around the thing I'd come back to get. The doll Jumpy had given me. At least I had that. I held it tight with both hands and prayed.
Help me, Jumpy. Help me. Help me. Help me. Jumpy. 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 Please. Help me. Jumpy.
It's time.
Akane?
Akane?
Who the hell is Akane?
What are you talking about?
Just shut the hell up!
She wasn't there for all that, remember?
Yeah.
She was busy being kidnapped by Santa and then Ace.
Yeah.
Yeah, from Lotus's perspective, everyone is just bringing up more and more shit, and she's just standing there going,
what is happening? What? Hello?
Akane! Akane! Can you hear me? Akane! Say something!
Also, from her perspective, Junpei has just completely lost his shit.
Yeah.
Akane! Answer me! Akane!
Jumpy?
I spun around. I heard a voice. His voice. I looked around. He wasn't in the room, of course, but I'd heard it so clearly. Like he was right there.
Jumpy!
I screamed as loud as I could.
Akane!
Oh my god. Yeah, this is a DSS game, huh?
Sure
So
is.
every time there's a little static thing there, it's like, this is where it would transition on the other screen.
Yeah.
But we can't do that.
oh
Jesus
man, that's
Christ.
so cool.
And that means...
Akane! Akane!
Okay.
Yes, I am! How did you know?
I couldn't believe that he knew that.
Right. There's only one way to help her. You were brought here to help my sister. To save Akane.
Incineration will begin in 7 minutes.
Wow, they completely skipped over 9, huh?
That's the big like gameplay reveal, is that the entire time you were not playing as Junpei in this game.
We were playing as Akane.
You were playing as Akane. And
that kicks ass.
For this last puzzle, you had to flip the DS upside down because now you're playing as Junpei.
Are you fucking kidding me?
I'm not kidding you.
That kicks ass.
It was probably one of the coolest uses of like game hardware I've ever seen, and part of what made this like the kind of story that can only be told through an interactive medium. Like, this is impossible to do as a book, you can't do it as a movie, it's only possible in a game.
This rules. As quickly as I could, I told him that I had to solve the puzzle in order to stop the incinerator.
Got it.
I mean, not even just video game, or video game in general. Like, the broad story can only be done in a video game,
Yeah.
but that particular trick is, like, DS exclusive, too.
Yeah,
so
it is. Again, it is one of the most fantastic uses of hardware I've ever seen, and I understand why they could never ever do it on anything else, but it's still a little bit sad.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay, wait. Hold on. Hold on. She recreated the history of the future that she had a glimpse of 9 years ago. What?
So, I'll get into this more later, but Akane is essentially Schrodinger's cat girl.
What? Hello?
In that she died in the past, right? That's why Aoi remembers her dying, Snake remembers her dying, Seven remembers her dying.
She died in A past.
In A past, yeah. Their past. But there's a way that she can survive. The only way she can do that, though, is if she recreates the exact circumstances that she glimpsed 9 years ago. So until Junpei solves this puzzle, she's simultaneously dead and alive at the same time.
So... Okay, so Akane saw everything that happened on the Gigantic 9 years later, while she was on the Gigantic at the time.
Yeah.
And so to make her be alive again, the circumstances within which the vision had to happen, basically.
Yeah, she had to close the loop, essentially. She had to create what she saw, because that was the only way to ensure that she would survive.
Which means at this point in time, Akane is not yet dead.
No.
But she will be. Possibly.
She will be if you can't solve this puzzle yet.
So... But like... Wait... If this is the moment that made her alive again, then how did any of this happen? Santa?
Yeah.
Santa did
Her and Santa,
all the game shit?
Well, her and Santa were working together. So, remember how Santa says that he was just a secretary?
Yeah. For Akane.
Yeah, and you
But...
remarked on the fever she had, right? How she seemed to get random fevers in Curious.
Yeah.
Those fevers only happen on the paths that don't lead to the incinerator.
Holy shit.
Those are the timelines in which she dies, in which she gets burned alive, and that is transferred to her future self through a burning sensation.
Oh. So those are doomed timelines for her.
Yeah, exactly. For her, yeah.
And so that Akane cannot exist in that timeline. Thus, he has to die.
And if you'll remember the safe ending, Zero's last line was, "No, I have lost."
Yeah, because June...
You went down the wrong path.
We went down the wrong path.
Because from the start, the purpose of this game wasn't revenge. Revenge was a nice, little side effect of it.
It was a bonus.
But it was just to save her. It was all about ensuring her own existence.
This game is pretty fucking wild, huh?
So the answer to the question, why is Lotus here, is because she saw Lotus in the vision.
Oh.
I have a slightly more compelling answer than that. Lotus is one of the people that plants in Junpei's mind the whole idea about the morphogenetic field as well.
She's the first one to mention it, yeah.
And she's the only one capable of solving multiple puzzles as well, which you kind of need to do in order to get to the incinerator room.
Yeah, so Lotus has to be there.
Yeah.
All of these people are necessary to be here for this to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, even her mortal enemy.
Yeah. Huh.
The song that's playing right now is called Morphogenetic Sorrow. It's kind of like the main theme of the series.
It's good.
Yeah.
6 minutes.
I am trying not to cry currently.
It's really good, and believe it or not, there's a song that plays in VLR that makes me want to cry even more.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think I know which one that is.
Well,
yeah.
The voice reminded me of how much time I had left.
Yeah, I know. Just hang on, all right? I promise I'll get you out of there. I'm not gonna let you die. I promise. So don't worry, all right? Just give me a few minutes, okay?
Okay.
My voice shook as I answered. It was hot in the room. Felt like my heart was on fire. 6 minutes or not, my heart burned with my feelings for him. Just like, fuck it, I have to do this.
Hey, what are you...
Just trust me, okay? Just think of what I did all those times before. I'm gonna do this on my own, with my own mind. I'm gonna solve this problem.
Yeah, see, that's the thing, Neil, is that because of the nature of Akane as a character, which is really fascinating, it's impossible to tell how much of her personality is genuine and how much was just self-preservation.
Yeah. Which is actually one of my favorite aspects of her as a character.
Absolutely, yeah.
But there's more important things happening right now. We can talk about that later.
Okay, so like...
You did it. You saw through its ruse.
Wait. Was that it?
That was it, because allegedly the Sudoku at the end of the DS version was too hard. People could not solve it.
Oh no.
Is the password or is it 9? What's the password? Why? Wait. I don't know the password though. Let's just... Nope. What if the password is password?
God.
You had it the first time when you were talking about it.
Fuck you! That fucking sucks.
Yes, that's it. Akane,
So,
did you get it?
So in the DS version, that puzzle's presented again. You're holding the DS upside down. On the quote-unquote new top screen, it's Akane's face, like with tears streaming out her face. At the bottom of the screen, it's the Sudoku with Junpei's determined face reflected in the screen.
Oh,
that's really good.
It's exquisite, and I would definitely recommend. I'll just send you a picture of what it looks like because it's like chilling how cool it is.
You didn't actually end up seeing it because you just solved it in the way that I hope you would have, honestly.
The simplest way possible.
Yeah, but there's like, if you hit the hint button, you'll notice that like, when you finished it, there were like 9s in between all of the squares. Basically, what that puzzle is it takes the digital root of whatever's in that space, and it projects it to, and it adds it to the adjacent spaces, if I recall correctly. And you had to make them all match 9.
What?
Yeah, so I took a really complicated way of solving that, and halfway through it went, wait a minute, that thing just says password.
It does just say password.
It really just says password.
It literally just says password.
Here, I'll post this in the chat, just so everyone can see what it looked like in the original version. I do think it's worth seeing, because it's really cool.
Then what the hell are you waiting for? Push it!
Okay, I will.
I hit the enter key.
Emergency shutdown command has been confirmed. Incineration system has been disabled.
You know what sucks about this?
What sucks about this?
Ace got what he wanted.
Jumpy!
The experiment was a success.
It worked! It worked!
He proved the thing he wanted to try and prove, yeah.
Became a super billionaire for several years because of that.
That sucks. Tears rolled down my face as I cried out to him, but they were a very different sort of tears. A wonderful feeling of accomplishment and relief flooded my body. At the same time, what strength I'd had left disappeared, and I collapsed to the floor. For a while, I just lay there, laughing and crying and enjoying being alive. Is this why Junpei's inner prose is different from this? So all the inner dialogue we've had was Akane all along, not Junpei.
Exactly. Yeah. Up until that incinerator room.
That's why I said this feels like it's an entirely different character.
Yeah, because it was.
Because it was. We had never gotten Junpei's inner dialogue to that degree.
Yeah. Up until the incinerator room, where it obviously changes style and becomes a lot more casual.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't Akane, thinking to herself. It was her commenting what she was seeing through Junpei's eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
One of the coolest presentation tricks I've ever seen in a game.
Yeah.
Every time I thought about him, I thought my heart would burst.
Like, that thing alone shot this game to very quickly one of my favorite of all time.
It's really fucking good. Wait.
Akane, sorry, but things are kind of busy over here. I'm gonna have to hang up now. Okay?
What do you mean? What does that mean in this context?
I love how casual the delivery on that line is.
I'm gonna have to hang up our telepathic future communication.
Thank you, Evan Smith. You're a treasure.
I wiped the tears from my eyes and nodded vigorously, even though I knew he couldn't see me. Then I looked over at the corner of the floor. There were the 2 bracelets Hongo had left behind.
Aoi walks into the room. Mum says it's my turn on the morphogenetic field.
Oh.
Junpei, are you
okay?
No, yeah?
Shut it.
I think so. Wait, but why did you not press? Why did you?
Incineration will begin in 90 seconds.
What?
It doesn't sound like it's stopping.
No, Snake, it doesn't, does it?
What the shit? Why isn't it stopping?
Yeah, just mash it. It's fine.
Incineration will begin in...
Okay, what the fuck? Two plus 4 plus 5 plus 7 plus 8. Oh. Everybody do it. What? What?
It is hidden, but an exit can be found. Seek a way out. Seek a door that...
What? Huh?
Luka, do you happen to know what the Japanese word for 9 is?
No.
Well, what do people call Miku Day? What day is that? Do you remember?
Oh, is it Q?
Q.
On Q. That's 39.
So yeah, the Japanese word for 9 is Q.
Run, guys! Get to the door! Run!
Building Q.
Quick! Verify your numbers on the red! Verify? Who?
What combination?
All of you!
All of us! We all need to verify!
Why?
You really think this is a good time to ask questions? Just do it!
Incineration will begin in
Yep.
10 seconds.
Very limited time.
8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2.
I like how 3 was bold and the 2 was italicized for like no reason.
Yeah.
Incineration system has been disabled.
Yeah, why? Yeah, Needle, I agree with you. I also would have just tried this. But also my brain is immediately like, well, our bracelets might not be the correct number, so we might as well just like give it a shot, right?
Hurry! We've only got 9 seconds before the door closes! Go, go, go!
Are we gonna have to find a dead? Yup. Okay. Well, fuck. Oh. I found it. Yeah. We don't need that from everybody.
Shit.
Thanks.
I never get used to that.
Looks like we made it, huh?
I like his wheeze laugh. It's really good.
Yeah. Just like in general, I love the voice acting in this game. And that's
Yeah.
like, as much as I love the presentation of the DS and how cool it is, I don't think I would give up the voice acting for it.
I feel like with what you've said, if I could have the DS version with the voice acting, it would be a perfect game.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, you do have to make compromises, you know, when you're making ports, and I'd rather the game be available in a slightly different form than not be available at all. So,
Akane! Can you hear me? Akane!
So, like, she's alive now, right?
mm-hmm.
So she's not dead.
You did in fact ensure her survival.
Cool. So Akane was solving all the puzzles for Junpei? Or was it the other way around?
I think it was kind of a mix of both. She was looking into the future and seeing what he was doing, but she was the one giving him, like, suggestions and hints and whatever.
The door opened. Standing in front... Oh, I guess, yeah, because it's like they have a two-way communication.
Mm-hmm.
Which I guess
I think there's only
probably
one,
wouldn't
like...
be the case with, like, a transmitter and a receiver. It'd probably, like, be, like, one way.
Yeah, with that, in that case, it's one way, but they have a special connection.
Yeah. I think there's only like the one explicit like place that the game calls attention to that information being passed through, and that's unlocking the coffin.
Yeah.
Yeah. The door opened. Standing in front of it was my brother.
Akane!
Oi!
Yeah, that's how you say that.
That sure is a pronunciation.
You sure said that word.
It sounds like she said ahoy.
It did sound like she said ahoy. I cried his name. That's not his name, even though my voice was almost gone from screaming, and leapt into his arms. Good end. Ahoy!
You found it.
I found it.
Akane.
It's ahoy.
Chips ahoy. I buried my face in his chest and cried again. I cried and cried and cried. The steady thump of his heart in my ear made me feel like I was home. So, like, doesn't this contradict Seven and, like, Snake's memories, though?
Yeah, because again, she is Schrodinger's cat girl. Up until the moment she's saved, she can exist as simultaneously dead and alive at the same time. Obviously, she was alive because she was physically present in the Nonary game, but they remember her dying.
Okay. The steady thump of his heart in my ear made me feel like I was home. Its beat was almost like a lullaby. I wrapped my arms around him as far as they would go and held him as tight as I could. Just to be there felt like a miracle. I hadn't felt the warmth of another human body in what had seemed like an eternity. Yeah, Seven got a headache thinking about it again. Oh yeah, right!
Yeah, like he felt like his head was going to explode because he could not reconcile the differences between the future and the past.
His brain was like trying to figure that shit out as time was literally being rewritten around him.
Yeah. And again, that's why she just kind of ceases to exist in any other ending.
She's gone. Yeah.
Yeah.
I see. I just wanted to stay there in his arms forever, but I couldn't. Yet, Snake being blind doesn't mean Snake does not acknowledge the existence of Akane's needle. He just doesn't physically see her. Snake being blind doesn't mean that time doesn't work. The moment I'd passed through the door, my bracelets had begun the countdown to death. I slipped away from him and looked around. The door had already closed. I spotted the dead only a short distance away. No, But if he did know that she was Akane, the same thing would happen to him. But he should know that she's Akane. Why the fuck did Snake not get a headache? Huh? Whatever. I spotted the dead only a short distance away. It took me only a moment to get to and scan all the bracelets. I left the ones Hongo had dropped on the scanner panel. That was it. Needle, what do you not understand about the existence of a name? And two characters being like, this is the same person. Her, like, Snake not being able to see her and her voice being different does not mean that Snake does not understand that this person has the same name and two people are like, oh, this is the same person. He doesn't skate by that. Snake knew Akane Kurashiki 9 years ago. He knows she existed and that she died.
But like, Snake wasn't part of the conversation, right? Like Junpei was just talking to Seven.
He was in the room.
He was in the room, but that didn't necessarily mean that he was like.
He was in the room, and both Junpei and Seven were talking very loud.
So it's funny, this kind of stuff was actually one of the, like, I had a running theory before Mina had actually mentioned the idea of Akane being a Schrodinger's cat situation, that now that I think about it, I actually like a bit more. I don't know if I want to jump into this now, though, because it would take several minutes to explain stuff, so...
We are at the end of the... Hold on.
You are very close to the end of the game.
Okay.
Remember, one of those squares is just the ending block.
Oh, that's right. Everyone but Junpei, Jun just disappeared and started talking like... Yeah, but hey! Then why the fuck did Seven get a headache, Lila?
Because he was talking to Junpei directly. I think that's the easiest explanation. Like,
remember also that like several characters don't know Akane as Akane. They know her as June.
Snake knows Akane as Akane. Or he should, because it was incredibly, like, they were talking about it in the same room. Man's got good hearing. He has said this numerous times.
He had the headache off screen because he heard it too early.
Alright, that's fair. I'll accept that, actually. I took a deep breath and looked around again. The huge detective, who we'd call Seven in 9 years, and Snake, the blind boy, were looking at me. They seemed to have been utterly stunned by my sudden appearance. It's also possible that Snake just, like, tanked the headache.
Yeah, it's like,
he did in time. Oh, sorry, go
like
on.
6 bullets.
He doesn't have time to brain bleed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say, he did take on an entire revolver and win.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Their eyes were wide and their mouths hung open.
Let's get out of here. If we don't book it, we might run into Hongo again.
Aoi was right. It was time to get moving. Oh, sorry, Ahoy, it was right. It was time we got moving. The mention of Hongo seemed to jar Seven and Snake out of their surprise, and they nodded. We took off running up the spiraling stairs to freedom. He resists psychic damage as an aberrant mind sorcerer. Ah, that makes sense. The robes he's in also have like a bonus to psychic damage. Because they are cult robes. Hey, those are cult robes, like for sure, right? Like, what the fuck?
Yeah. So once you're done the game, I'm gonna read out some of the answers from the Q&A Uchikoshi did a few years after the game, or I think it's about a year after the game came out. I can't link it to you because the website it's posted on has spoilers for other games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there'll be some stuff in there that kind of like ties things together.
Hey Junpei, can I ask you something?
What's up?
That door, the one with the 9 on it. Why'd it open?
Yeah, all 5 of us verified our numbers on the red. 2 plus 4 plus 5 plus 7 plus 8 is 26. That makes our digital route 8. It shouldn't have opened.
That's not like you, Lotus. I thought you would have figured it out already.
Idiot.
Huh? Why?
Because you were the person who taught me about the idea of basics.
That's a freaking motion blur on her titty when she's running.
Yeah, that is how you. Like,
God, I just noticed that.
Those things are bouncing. I don't know how they are not just falling out.
Very good tape.
Yeah, she uses spirit gum and tape.
Yeah.
0 and 1.
How about base 10?
Also, I love the moment that Junpei actually gets one over on Lotus. He's just like, oh, you didn't figure it out?
And how about base 16?
0 through F. After 9, it starts at A and goes from there. B, C, D, etc.
You're right. In other words, A in base 16 is 10 in base 10. B is 11, C is 12, D is 13, and so on.
So we are so full of math.
I'm so full of math.
You don't get it? What if we keep going with that pattern? What if you go way past base 16 all the way to base 27?
Base 27?
Yeah.
Well, the numerical digits are the same. So, I guess you'd add alphabetical digits. E is 14, F is 15, G is 16.
H is 17, I is 18, J is 19.
K is 20.
Oh my god! We don't have to go through the whole alphabet!
N is 24.
Going.
O is 24. P is 25.
Yeah, and? What comes after that?
Oh.
Q.
26.
And what does that mean?
That wasn't a 9 on the door.
It was a Q. A fucking lowercase Q.
7 is appropriately angry about this.
Yep.
Again, huge ups to the translators for making this work in English.
Yeah.
I guess to put it another way, you could say that it was a 9 in base 10.
Was the symbol the same in Japanese? Like, what was
It was,
the...
yeah. It was still like a lowercase q, but the joke was Q is like, you know, the Q door is the Q door, which is like, you know how you pronounce 9.
Q.
Right. Yep.
Over cute.
Very cute. She was guiding her little brother. Or
Yeah,
her big brother, rather.
Her big brother. What?
Again, literature student.
Yeah, that's fair. Lila, what the fuck does that mean? What are those words?
It's Kingdom Hearts.
What are
It's Kingdom Hearts
What are
bullshit.
those words that you have put in my chat?
Oh, the Keyblade.
The Keyblade.
That's
Technically, Lila.
That's the Greek letter
technically,
key.
Lila put an X blade in my chat, but I understand
Sure.
that that's supposed to be the symbol for key.
I remember finding out what the recusant sigil was one time, and I think I immediately paused whatever I was doing just to, like,
What the
consider.
fuck is that?
I think I said "fuck off" out loud when I found out what that was.
Yeah.
Is that a Kingdom Hearts thing?
It's a Kingdom Hearts
It is.
thing, yeah.
Am I gonna learn about this playing the games?
You will very likely
way
learn about
far
that.
along. Yeah, it's one of the later
Okay.
ones, but yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, we're finally here.
Please do.
Mm. You're gonna open and you're gonna fucking like it. I felt the hand on my shoulder. It was Aui's. He gave it a small, reassuring squeeze. I was so happy I felt like I could melt. My heart was at peace. And not only because my brother and I were back together again. Thanks to the huge detective, all 9 of us who had been kidnapped. Fuck yeah! We're finally able to escape from the Gigantic. The Gigantic sunk, huh? Okay. On the distant horizon, we could see the faint outline of the ship as it sank. It gave a thunderous roar as it finally slipped beneath the waves. Its last cry echoed out across the ocean, and then it was gone. So I'm making the call that the current group were not on the boat. They were in Building Q.
It's over.
Allie whispered.
Yeah.
It was over. It was finally over. Or was it? Was it really? No, that was wrong. That wasn't it at all. I was sure of it. This wasn't the end. It was only the beginning. This was only a prologue to what would happen in 9 years. Fuck.
Yeah.
That's good.
Imagine being like 13 or 14 years old like she is there and being like, well, I know what I have to do with my life now, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My path is set.
Which is honestly what makes her a really fascinating character to, like,
Absolutely.
interpret.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No way.
What?
It can't be.
We're in the middle of Illinois. Or a desert. Yeah, okay. I was right.
This is the
I have thought
Welcome to Nevada.
I have thought this since the first mention of Building Q.
Building Q.
Yeah.
The mock experiment building.
Oh my god. This whole time we were in Building Q.
Well, stifle yourself there, Junpei. You're not gonna be happy to see it. You're in the middle of a desert. You're gonna want it to fuck off. Oh, they just kind of come off, huh?
Mm-hmm. Goodbye.
Goodbye, bracelet. Yeah, exactly. RFID chip. What?
It was a ruse.
What? Huh?
The only people who had detonators were the people Zero wanted
Oh my
dead.
god, are you fucking kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me? That kicks ass.
It's so good. It actually contributes so much to making Zero like a really sympathetic and understandable character.
I like that a lot.
Akane.
Jumpy.
Wait, I'm sorry? What, hello?
You really found it.
You sure did find it. Don't put your controller down yet, though.
I found it?
Yeah, that's exactly it, Lila. You need danger for it to the morphogenic field to be stimulated. That's why you know, the entire experiment in the first place 9 years ago was so deadly. Because Ace didn't give a damn. He was like, yeah, I'll kill these children. I don't care.
Yeah, he's a monster.
But like, yeah, Akane and Aoi were like, well, we don't actually want to murder the people that we consider friends. So
I would say it's not even that Ace doesn't care about killing children. It's that I think he actively wants to. Considering how much he was enjoying just the idea of Akane dying. Like that.
Yeah.
See, like that. Exactly like that. Remember that?
Thank you, credit.
Thanks, credits. Hey, I beat another game.
You did.
That's cool.
So that whole thing with the like there not being detonators in the bracelets, like it makes sense for other reasons, but it lended credence to like the theory I had at the end of this, where absent of the Schrodinger's cat suggestion. Don't worry about that.
You'll see it. Don't worry about it.
The idea I had was that the past had already happened, but Akane was ensuring that it would. And Snake, Seven, and Santa, I think, are all in on it.
Are you?
Because... Oh, right.
Oh, here it is.
Oh, come on. This is nothing.
Really?
Yeah.
You don't look okay.
It was just before the end of elementary school. Jumpy and I were sitting next to each other on a small hill, looking down at the town as the sun slowly set.
How does it look then?
He was half serious and half joking. I thought about it for a minute first.
Let's see. It looks like you kissed a toad and got warts, but then they just kept growing and growing and growing.
What does that even mean?
It means you look like shit, dude. Junpei grinned and...
See? I told you you're not okay. You're too reckless. You can't beat 5 8th graders, Jumpy. That's crazy.
Yeah, but I couldn't just stand there. I mean, don't you think so?
Needle.
I had to do something.
She totally killed those rabbits. I will never not be convinced of that. So... what about Santa and Ace?
Keep going.
Just keep going.
This is so fun! This is so awesome! Driving is so great when there's nothing around, and there's no speed limit.
I love Clover.
Hey, Clover, watch those bumps, all right? This car jumps even a little, and I think I'm gonna get crushed to death.
Hey, shut it. I can't help if I'm big, all right? Suck it up.
Why don't you drive, Seven?
I'm a cop. I ain't gonna break the law.
What?
He doesn't have an international license.
Yeah, but you could have sat in the passenger seat.
Oh, hell no. There's no way I'm giving this seat up.
Lotus called
Shotgun. Fuck.
Need to slow down. The car Santa and Juno in should be somewhere down this road ahead of us.
What?
Yeah, I saw some fresh tire tracks going out. There's no doubt about it.
Then we've got to hurry if we want to catch them, don't we?
Sure thing.
Oh. Oh. That was scary.
Come on, video game. You haven't got that much long.
There's not much left.
You can make it.
It was a couple hours after we'd run into the junior high students. They'd been hiding in the bushes on the back of one of the hills, drenching a kitten in gasoline. The moment we saw what they were doing, Jumpy ran up to them, furious.
What the hell are you
Akane innocent.
Akane would not kill Aminal, apparently.
Akane innocent.
Then he jumped on them. He quickly scooped up the kitten and tossed it to me. I caught it and ran for the police station as fast as I could.
Officer, please! You have to come with me!
The policeman and I headed back to the hill. All we found was Jumpy, sprawled on the ground with a face covered in big swelling lumps.
You couldn't run away after you threw the kitty to me?
I asked him. He stuck his tongue out through the hole in his mouth where a tooth had fallen out.
I guess I could've...
Then why didn't you?
I didn't want to. I wanted to beat him up. Beat him up real good.
Because of what they were doing to the kitty.
Yeah, that too, but... I think they were the ones behind those murders our first
Oh!
Oh, you mean the bunnies.
Yeah, the bunnies.
He plucked some grass from the ground and tossed it into the wind. Akane has found a convenient scapegoat.
They asked me what elementary school I was from, so I told them. And then they said they'd do the same thing to you that they did to the rat.
Oh, well, okay, well, fuck.
I couldn't forgive them for that. So
Akane innocent.
Akane innocent.
Hey, there's still some stuff I don't get. Like Ace. Well,
Yeah.
I guess I should say Kentaro Hongo. Why did he create the Nonary project? Anybody? Any ideas?
Why don't you ask him yourself?
He's still in the trunk, I assume?
What?
Hey, were you listening to us? Come on, I know you were. Answer me.
I only wanted to see the faces. Human faces.
What?
I thought if I could gain the ability to access the morphic field set, then perhaps I could see faces. By peering into people's minds, you could understand how they were processing the expressions of others.
That's it?
Yes. If you want to put it simply.
Man, you suck.
But if you are looking for a more philosophical answer, I can supply that as well. You see, the human collective consciousness...
Oh god, don't start that shit. That's an entirely different series,
take
buddy.
goes back on.
That's an entirely different series.
Alright, so what's your second question?
You said there were some things you didn't get, didn't you?
Plural.
Well, my next question doesn't really have anything to do with you two.
Great, cool,
This is for
great,
you, Sid.
cool.
It's about the whole Alice thing. What's the deal with that?
Yeah, good question, Junpei. What is the deal with that?
Well, see, 9 years ago, after I escaped from the Gigantic, I kept going after Hongo on my own, hoping to catch him when he finally slipped up. During the course of my investigations, I learned a lot more about the Gigantic. I also found out about Bourdain and Alice.
You're not really answering my question.
No, he's
Is there
not.
actually a girl who wouldn't melt at room temperature?
What?
What?
Alice doesn't exist. 9 years ago, I found Alice's coffin behind the library on the bottom deck. There was nothing in it but the root of a peculiar plant. My research
Is that Mandrake?
a member of the genus Mandragora. Of
Yep,
the
it
family
sure is.
Solanaceae.
What the fuck?
I was able to extract a particular alkaloid from it.
Oh, shut the fuck up! Why are we explaining this?
And we grew rapidly.
Yep, thank you, Junpei.
One other thing that a question that was often asked was how the hell did Akane and Aoi fund this entire thing? And there's actually a really easy answer to that, and it's that they knew that Ace's company would, become super rich from inventing soap oil, so they just invested in it. Yeah.
That's the Forrest Gump approach.
Yeah.
I see.
Here, this is for you.
What's this?
This is, for you, doll. His name is Junpei.
What? Junpei pulled something out of his pocket and shoved out his arm toward me. In his hand was a doll made of yarn small enough to fit in his palm. Is it gonna look exactly like Junpei? Why is my...
Jumpy, are you
There it is.
sure it's, for you, doll?
Huh? Yeah, the lady at the shop said so, so that means it's for you, right?
Are you sure it's not a voodoo doll?
Oh my god!
I love that.
That's so good!
Oh man.
Well, it sure looks like a voodoo doll. I mean, you do know what a voodoo doll is used for, right?
Yeah, I guess calling it Junpei isn't a very good idea then.
Why are you giving me this anyway? It just seems really sudden.
Well, you know how after June, we aren't gonna get to see each other too much? I mean, we're gonna be in different schools, and...
That's just a coincidence.
Oh, okay, well, how about we call it
Is
June,
it?
then?
Shut the fuck up. Wait. What?
So, I wanted to give you this.
What?
You sound like some sort of tribal chief in a bad movie.
Oh no.
Yes. I, head of tribe. This
No.
Junpei, no.
Junpei, no!
No!
Stop doing it! Stop doing that!
So I give this.
Please stop doing this!
So we always together.
Oh, Jumpy.
If something bad, then
Stop doing this!
I go.
Junpei's trash. Sorry, everyone.
He was a little kid, it's fine.
Yeah.
Well, it's not fine, he's probably grown out of it at this point.
He mistook voodoo for you. Like,
Yeah.
we can cut him some slack.
Yeah, he's stupid as fuck. Before I knew it, I was crying. Tears streamed down my face and fell into June's tiny yarn body.
Jumpy, I'll never forget you. I promise.
Jumpy looked straight into my eyes and said just 5 words.
I'll never forget you either.
The sky was a beautiful crimson red as it melted down toward the horizon. The last golden rays of sunlight stretched out across the city and painted themselves across the hills. We sat, bathed in the warm light of the evening. Just the two of us, leaning gently against one another, shoulder to shoulder. The sun set, and we still didn't leave. We watched in silence as the darkness deepened, and one by one, the lights of the town began to flicker on. Yeah. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Oh, fuck. I dropped my controller.
No.
Oh no!
Huh.
Wait, what the fuck? Shut up! Yeah. Fuck you, Needle. I don't buy that.
Hey, look!
What? What?
Somebody next to the road.
What is that implying?
What?
I can talk about that in a sec, but...
Okay. Oh, hello.
Hi.
Hello. Hello, horny character of VLR. The burning gaze of the Nevada sun pounded down on her head. The desert around her rippled with heat. Standing there on that shimmering plain was a woman, her arm out and her thumb up. It would not be long before Junpei realized who she was. What? That's the end?
That's the end.
That's the end.
It ends on Alice.
It ends on Alice.
Is that gonna give me both? Oh, it does give me both.
There you go.
Oh, there you go.
Cool. Game finished.
It's done.
Finished game.
All right, Morphe, you talk about your theory. I want to boot up the answers.
Oh yeah, no worries. So my running theory at the time was that kind of in line with what Junpei implies then, where it kind of suggests that maybe Seven knew more than he was letting on. And that got me thinking about, like, you know, how do you explain, like, what happened? Because that's obviously the biggest mystery, Junpei points out. I didn't think of the Schrodinger's cat thing. That I actually like a little bit more. But I also like the idea that this was less saving Akane as opposed to making sure Akane continues to live. Because if history doesn't repeat, if Junpei doesn't have the ability to give Akane the answer, she dies in the incinerator,
Right.
Because that would explain, like, a lot of things, like, why does Seven have amnesia? He's just lying. Why was Snake snuck up on by Zero when he's, like, apparently so good at, like, hearing and can fend for himself and stuff like that? Because he was working with them.
Wait.
Now, I want to... I want to make clear that this is entirely my own thought about this. That Seven was just lying about the amnesia.
Well, if Seven was in on it, then that would make sense.
And that little bit at the end where it notes that, like, Seven is, like, a little bit happy or proud of himself is just kind of like,
yeah.
Yeah. There's other things that does explain too. Like, the whole idea is to present Junpei with the idea that he needs to save Akane. And if anyone lets on that he's really only doing it to ensure the history continues as is, he may mistake that for, oh, so I'll do it anyway, and the danger element is removed from the moment that he needs to access the morphogenetic field to give Akane the answer.
Yeah, that is something that is confirmed in these answers that I'm looking at right now. Uchikoshi straight up says that if they just asked Junpei, he would have said yes. Like, he of course would, drop everything to save a little girl's life, because that's the kind of person he is.
And the danger element wouldn't have been there, and it wouldn't have worked.
Yeah, but he needed to believe that everything was on the line.
Sucks for Junpei.
Hmm.
Uh-oh, we traumatized you. Whoops.
Yeah. Remember your childhood friend? She's actually dead. Please save her.
And also you have a psychic link with her for, like, the rest of your life. Yay! Oh my god.
He can hang up, it's fine.
He can hang up, apparently. That is a thing that he can apparently do. And I'm not gonna worry about how he can do that. Hey, so...
I have one more thing to talk about real quick, if
Mina's
still waiting for answers.
I'm just skimming them because a lot of them are stuff that is not really that important. Like, just talking about, like, what influenced you in making this game? Well, I really like Saw. So
yeah. Oh, I wonder if you watched. I wonder if you watched Saw 4. Do you think Uchikoshi has seen Saw 4?
I think he's probably seen Saw 4. Even though I think Saw 4 would have come out, like, right when he was making this game.
Always seen it. He's always seen it at the very least. What was your thing, Whiffy?
So, like, Akane is a character. Obviously, like, at some point, well, the game kind of like, draws attention to it, that, like, this child has basically had her future kind of shown to her, what she needs to do, what she needs to become, to, you know, ensure she survives, basically.
Doesn't die.
Yeah, and, like, I find that a really fascinating thing to try and, like, interpret as a character, because you can either go, well, Akane is really how she appears in the game, and this has been thrust upon her, and she, like, it doesn't really change her that much. Or, like, looking into the future as she has, like, changes her to be this, like, resolute, uncompromising, a little bit vicious person in the grand scheme of things.
She becomes very like Machiavellian, like ends justify the means type of thing. Like I will traumatize these 9 people and directly cause the deaths of 3 other people if it means saving my own life.
Is June a girl boss?
The council will decide. There are 3 of us here.
I think June is a girl boss.
I think so too.
Do
you think that she efficiently used her girl power when she kidnapped 9 people and forced them to play a death game in the Nevada desert?
Yeah, absolutely I do. That's the most girl boss shit ever. She does definitely do some gaslighting, that's true. She does gaslight.
Yeah. The whole thing with Junpei is gaslighting him.
Abso-fucking-lutely.
Okay, so I've got the answers up now if you want to hear some stuff about that.
Oh yeah, what's the thing with Snake's, like, robe?
Okay, so, basically, you remember Lord Gordain, the guy who purchased the
Gigantic.
The guy who purchased... Yeah, the Gigantic, after he survived the Titanic sinking?
Yeah.
Yeah. So he had all kinds of weird, like, cult rituals and auctions and whatever, right?
Yeah. Oh.
So, according to these answers, he was part of a cult called Free the Soul, and what they would do is they would put on like proto Nonary games purely for amusement. Like there was no research purpose or whatever. And during like that, the robes were basically their Zero outfits. That's what they would wear when they were conducting like the kidnappings and whatever.
What the fuck?
So they just happened to be left over in building Q as you know, because as a result of it being a perfect copy of the Gigantic.
Were all the puzzles already on the Gigantic when Ace got it?
No, Ace did set those up for the express purpose of using the Nonary games. It's not really elaborated on what Gordain's motives were, but like it was just for his own amusement. I don't like the dude was alive like the 1930s, but
that's what weird fucking people do back then. They get a big boat and make people solve puzzles.
What Uchikoshi does confirm, though, is that Ace, a young Ace, was one of the people kidnapped for these games.
Oh.
And
shit.
He won his game. He managed to escape. And because of that, he talks to Gordain and basically inherited his legacy. Like, he purchased the Gigantic from him when Gordain was on his deathbed and kind of, like, took his plans with him.
What the fuck? Okay, that's wild.
So another interesting thing is, someone asked him, what couples do you think are seen as canon? I mean, June and Junpei seem pretty canon. But what about Lotus and Seven? And then Uchikoshi replies, Seven and Lotus is totally canon. I mean, she is divorced after all.
Yeah, fuck yeah. But Lotus did have divorced mom energy.
Yeah, and he also confirms that every single time Seven had a headache, it's when his memories are creating discrepancies with the reality that he's living in.
Phoenix Wright is in his brain pointing out the inconsistencies and he can't handle it.
And so
objections so loud you keel over.
Yeah.
This is something exactly.
I am so full with objection.
This is something that isn't important but is neat. So Akane's true bracelet number was actually 0. Her value was 0. And Santa's was 9, which is 3 squared.
I fucking knew it! Okay, so when I got to that point where it was explaining the fact that Santa and June went into all of the doors together because obviously their numbers were different, I sat there and went, hold on a minute. We might be getting this backwards. 9 and 0 have the same effect on... Yeah.
Yeah.
They could be both 9, they could be both 0.
Yeah.
Or combinations of.
Yeah, exactly. That makes sense to me.
Damn.
So
I didn't math it out, but I was sus of June from the start because I'm always wary of like the sweet nice girl who have crush on.
Yeah.
So he also confirmed that the reason why Snake has like daredevil senses is because he is constantly accessing the morphogenetic field to gather more information about his surroundings.
Oh,
so
shit.
He's essentially using like everyone else around him as like additional processing cores for the computer that is his brain.
Right, because he's a receiver.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Needle, they could both also be anything that adds up to 9.
Oh, that's actually another thing.
Which means they could be literally any number.
So
like a 3 and a 6, for example.
Yeah, like the way the digital roots work is like 1, 8, 2, 7, 3, 6, 4, 5. You can put them both in any group and they act like a 9. It's the easiest way to like figure all that stuff out. I think one of the reasons it actually was a bit... So one of the things you guys touched on early on was like how complex this would have been to plan out with all the door numbers and stuff like that.
Yeah. Realistically, it's
Luka,
probably really easy.
Yeah, well, Luka, what were the first 2 doors you encountered?
I don't fucking know. I don't remember at this point.
Oh, okay, I'll lay it out then. 4 and 5, which adds up to 9. 7, 8, and
oh, shut the
3,
fuck up!
Which is 18. And then 6, 1, and 2, which is also 9.
What does that mean?
So I'm pretty sure what that means is there are several combinations at every single opportunity to split up the group in a lot of different ways because of the way that because of the way that the digital root works. If you take 4 and 5 away from each other and put them in separate groups with everyone else adding to 9, that works. Therefore, you can replace any of the groups of 9 with the singular 9, 1 and 8, 2 and 7, da-da-da-da-da.
I'm so full with math.
Sorry.
So, do you want to hear the most probably depressing answer on this list?
Sure.
Yeah, let's go.
So, number 25 on this list. The fan asks, did they ever catch up to Akane and Aoi in the end? And Ushikoshi answers, no, they didn't. Junpei spends his entire life chasing after her, but he never finds her again.
What the fuck? Fuck you, Ushikoshi.
Oh my god.
Rude man.
Thank you for putting that on screen.
It has to be there. Full of math.
I want you to know, the second I saw that picture, I saved it because I was like, this is too good. I need this. I need to keep this in my life.
It's good. It's a good picture. I need to take a break. Mina, do you have any other factoids that are good?
Yeah, I've got a couple more that are interesting. Someone asked, why is Ace left alive even though the other 3, were manipulated into dying? And Uchikoshi says,
fair.
Because Ace is the one that she held the most animosity towards, so she wanted to make sure that he suffered more.
Fair. Also very fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so okay, one more. Why is Lotus dressed like that?
Yeah, you told me this one. She was on the way way home from a belly dancing class.
Yeah, but there is an additional one right now. It says that she is currently successfully, being a single mom, supporting both of her daughters as a freelance programmer.
Fuck yeah.
Also, her full name, which was never revealed in the game, is Hazuki Kashiwibara.
I love her.
She's great.
Really, really good.
Everything I learn about Lotus is just another positive.
Yeah.
Great.
Lotus is a perfect character, I think.
She's a highlight for sure. Are you ready to meet 9 more characters?
There's so many. I'm so full of characters. Hey, Cardinal Sunful, guess what? We're doing that right now after we take a break. Surprise! Yeah. I already changed the stream title
baby.
And the game that we're playing. Surprise! Big shock. I gotta go make piss, though.
Get ready for the douchiest protagonist.
Oh no.
Yeah.
I love him, but he's a douchebag.
Oh, yes, no. This is true.
Okay. Well, I'll be back. Y'all sit tight.